Welcome to VCT Pacific Breakdown with me, Lothar. I'm an analyst for VCT EMEA, but today I'm gonna start working on content for VCT Pacific. We're gonna break down some rounds, we're gonna break down some executes, maybe some retakes, all the stuff happening in the games. And for the first episode, I'm bringing you RRQ versus Zeta Division and the 21st round, which has a fantastic execute on Haven. Before we're gonna jump into the actual execute, I would like to break down a little bit also the decision making from the defenders. As you can see, they are doing a gamble stack on A. The thing is, I assume that Zeta Division wants to avoid the Killjoy lockdown being put on short. This is why they're gonna fight for A position and are gonna put an aggressive smoke on A lobby and use a lot of utility to just make sure that RRQ doesn't get this space, which is a nice read. But the thing is, I think RRQ just fully reads that behavior from Zeta and go a full 5 stack into C, which is a fantastic decision, and essentially they get out 5v1 on the C side early, and because of that the execute is also bolstered to be essentially flawless. So let's see how that round actually looked like. While watching this execute, please also pay attention to how fast the defenders are rotating and flanking. Omen even uses the ultimate to make sure that he can help the Killjoy, but it's already too late. The abundance of utility being used by the attackers here to make sure that they have the space is crazy. And it seems like an overkill, but there's nothing like an overkill when it comes to getting to actual post plant first. So now, let's take a look how this actually is done. After the jet smoke, we're gonna see the first piece of utility that opens up the site. That's gonna be the flash on the left side of the wall from Breach. Now the thing is, Breach wants to do it on the left side of the wall because that allows to have a better angle towards the backside, so the jet can have a better understanding of where the opponents might be affected from. If we flash on the other side of the wall over here, then the player that is standing backside is not going to be affected at all, and that's the most common position when it comes to the defenders. So now after that flash, we're gonna see Jet and just dashes into a smoke on platform. This is the key piece of utility as well, because dash is used to create space and also check corners. So when the Jet dashes in, she's gonna check all of this area while dashing visually, so people will appear on the minimap if someone else is here. Now when she's dashing over the platform, she's waiting on other key pieces of utility that help her get there. So one of the, of course, most basics and important is the smoke for double doors. Of course, you want to do that because otherwise your teammates that are gonna follow the Jet are gonna have a hard time going into site if they're gonna be stowed by players from double doors. So it's very simple, but also remember that the smoke needs to be perfectly positioned, because if the smoke is crossing this line right here, then the opponents from double doors might feel a little bit too courageous and just gonna push it. So if you're gonna put a smoke over here, it cannot be like this. This gives too much space for the defenders coming in through double doors, right? So you want to do those kind of smokes when you're attacking. So this smoke that we have seen from Jet should have been actually a little bit more like this to create more space, but that doesn't run it that much because it's only a 4 seconds long smoke. But now that was the key piece, first key piece when it comes to smoking and vision denial. The second one will be for CT. It's important that it is on the left side like this of CT and not on the actual CT angle, because the Jet is trying to get space first here in this area. This is the second step of a successful execute because you're taking the space bit by bit. The first area was this, the second area is backside C, and the third area is in post plant, this position over here, so it's not really important. That's why right now the smoke is gonna be positioned a little bit more to the left, which helps the Jet to gather this space. Now after the second smoke, there's still a lot of piece of utility here, right? So we're gonna have, this is all happening now in one time. So we're gonna have a nanoswarm that clears logs, very important. We're gonna have a stun from Breach. That's not it. Here we have a stun from Breach that is made to make sure that even if someone is close to double doors behind the box, he's gonna be stunned and then pushed by Jet, who can just target him when he's stunned while she's side dashing and checking that corner. If the players that is playing backside are not affected by the stun, they're gonna go into a pull from Astra. The gravitational pull is in a spot where essentially the player backside is always in a bad position. Either he's fully stunned by breach or he is being pulled by the gravitational pull. Sometimes you're gonna see combos where the gravitational pull is literally like on the same area as the breach stun, because if someone is affected by the breach stun, he's always pulled in the middle of it. But in this case, it's more important to affect the biggest radius on the map right now. And that's why this is being focused so much on this small area on the C backside. When that is happening, Sova already used his arrow that is currently flying and waiting to land on the backside C. But before that even happens as well, Sova already gonna go into his ultimate, targeting possibly the players on C backside. Now, all of that is happening in a blink of an eye, and the worst thing for Killjoy is her first target is not the jet that dashed onto side from long. No. The first target for her is gonna be the arrow on backside. And that arrow on backside is like a bait for the players on the C side, because you cannot stand anywhere on the side, on platform, on backside, or on logs without being affected by the vision. So you literally have to destroy it when it lands. And that's when Jet will strike. Now, having all of that in your mind, let's pay attention to what is actually happening during this post plant, because everything just works perfectly for RRQ. Everyone stands still, Jet and Breach are just holding the CT with the high and low positioning. They just have perfect crossfire for each other, which is so hard for the defenders to go through, and then everyone else is just holding their sides, and that's it. Well done, RRQ. Hope you all enjoyed this VCT Pacific breakdown with me, and see you guys next time.